The following is a system design for the College of Social Work. The College of Social Work, or CSW, is part of a public land-grant university located in the Ohio city capital of Columbus. The larger university system is home to 66,444 students, of which 1,338 are admitted to the college. It is the oldest continuously accredited public social work program in the country and was authorized to offer online programming in all 50 states in 2016. The City of Columbus, which is home to many CSW partners and field experience for students, has a population of 860,090 people who contribute to a strong and diverse economy. These organizations throughout the city work closely with the CSW in order to sustain viable field experience partnerships for students. Recognizing that online authorization opened opportunities for further partnerships, and to best meet the increasing social welfare and justice needs of the state and communities, the CSW developed a systemic approach to support programming for social work students. CSW members perform strategic planning and systematic needs assessments of the mega, macro, and micro levels, utilizing Kaufman's organizational elements model to determine what results should be accomplished at the student, program, institutional, and societal levels. This then led to the determination of support programming via partnerships with change agents at a distance to achieve results based on an identification of needs and the potential causes. In order to effectively plan, there are a number of partners and stakeholders that were required to be included in the CSW Planning and Assessment Initiative. Within each system as it exists today, the mega, macro, and micro, each element will be presented, including the dynamic complexities of the systems. For the larger university, the role at the mega level is to address issues surrounding global and national diversity, inclusion, and social justice by overseeing and governing support of the CSW. Those entities at the mega level ensure programmatic and institutional value and also assist the CSW in identifying risks or needs within surrounding communities. From a planning perspective, this allows the college to identify gaps in course offerings, field experiences, and programming needs. From a macro perspective, the CSW is a relatively smaller college within the behemoth university system and must identify and align its own mission, vision, and objectives with that of the larger university and that of the Council on Social Work Education and the National Association of Social Workers. The role of the CSW, then, at the macro level, is to ensure the quality education of leaders in social work, teaching diversity, issues of oppression, marginalized populations, and social justice. From a planning perspective, this ensures that courses are being offered to the broadest audience possible who will therefore contribute to their societies at large. From a micro perspective, students, instructors, field workers, staff, the education technology team, and administrators interact within and on behalf of the units to ensure that programmatic qualities is relevant and effective and to provide learning and growing opportunities for learners, including real-time active learning opportunities in communities where students reside. The ideal vision was created based on current and required contributions. The college considered the costs and consequences of these contributions, including the elements that it is committed to delivering and working with others in order to achieve such an ideal vision for the college. The College of Social Work's vision is a world that embraces difference, seeks justice, and is composed of citizens who can be the change that they wish to see in the world, a world that celebrates diversity and healthy quality of life. From the cost and consequences required to achieve the ideal vision, gaps between the ideal and present reality were identified. These gaps were then prioritized at the macro level in order to identify the risks of not meeting these gaps, and therefore identify the mission objectives. Using the ideal vision as a compass to the ultimate goal, the mission statement was derived. In order to prepare leaders who enhance individual and community well-being and celebrate differences locally and globally, the College of Social Work will actively collaborate with individuals, families, communities, and other change agents to build strengths and resolve complex individual and social problems. To determine the performance objectives, each result that was to be accomplished in the mission objective was listed, and the indicated results or products were determined according to each subsystem, individual, and team that was needed in order to achieve the mission objective. Upon adopting the micro-level objectives that originated from the mission and ultimate vision, the CSW identified and prioritized gaps that delineated the vision from its current state. This figure demonstrates needs based on the first mission objective, that of increasing partnerships in field experience by 40%. This figure demonstrates needs based on the second mission objective, to add 70% additional content on integrated coalition education and self-care strategies into the curriculum. The last mission objective of increasing student involvement with placements by 60% is based on the following mega, macro, and micro needs. Should the mission objectives be accomplished, both mega and macro levels will achieve results and society will be impacted. To successfully achieve the mission, vision, and mission objectives, members of the College of Social Work realized that the needs would have to be solved. A causal tabletop analysis was conducted wherein participants of the analysis were asked for their insights to identify any potential reasons for the gap presence. The team then turned to Kaufman's 6-step problem-solving solution in order to identify solutions to the problems. Via the causal analysis, criteria were identified that should have been met by solution alternatives considered, and those alternative solutions, along with the pros and cons, were considered via methods-means analysis. Those highest-ranked solutions were selected that met the criteria at the lowest costs. Finally, the solution called upon monitoring and change management to ensure the effectiveness of the solution. The team recognized that all decisions and actions should come with a set of costs and consequences, and the following 4 solutions in the figure were deemed to be the most appropriate given the costs. Activating 3 content focus areas, conducting Harvard IAT testing on 70% of the CSW students, integrating coalition education and self-care strategies to 70% of the university curriculum, and a 60% increase in collaboration with local and state change agents. Upon the acceptance of the proposal by the Dean's Cabinet, the College's Academic Administration Unit would bear the responsibility of implementation and execution. The Education Technology Team, Program Directors, Field Coordinator, and a selected group of subject matter experts would lead the task force in the identification of content and potential partnerships. Curriculum and content would be developed and partnerships fostered through field experiences over several months. Upon completion of the content and identification of the partnership parameters, the content and plan would be presented to the Dean's Cabinet for final approval or modification. Remedying any needed changes, content and curriculum would then be deployed, and partners would be added to field listings for students in the field experience portion of the studies. Students and partners would be evaluated throughout the term to identify needed changes in an ongoing evaluation of the system. The Dean would report the results to the larger university governance and the Ohio Association of Social Workers and the state. The Dean's Cabinet would report down required changes as a result of the partnership, field experience, and other content policies. This, combined with the data collected by regular term evaluations of partnerships and students, would ensure ongoing improvement is achieved. The university at large, as a research institute, governs the data collection methodology via tools such as Qualtrics, which would be compared to Harvard's IAT for complicit bias, and combined with partnerships involvement data to determine the role in the content and curriculum have played in successfully preparing social work students to achieve the vision of the college. In a global economy that clearly holds privileges of greater importance to the nation over those that are disadvantaged, there is a clear need for socially just leaders who, like the vision of the college, embrace difference, seek justice, and change agents. To that end, the CSW should be compelled to prepare its students through curriculum and content structured around social justice, implicit bias, and diversity, and serve to link its students to local change agents and partners. Updating content and curriculum and negotiating healthy partnerships with local change agents improves the micro, macro, and mega-level communities and ensures that students move in the world outside of education prepared, excited, and ready to lead.